Hello everyone, I am Dr. Vibhash Kumar Vaid, and today in this video we'll discuss about the norma frontalis. This is skull, and when we study from the front view of the skull, so this study is called norma frontalis. So let's see the norma frontalis. The norma frontalis is roughly oval in outline, being wider above than the below. Now the bones seen in this norma frontalis are the frontal bone, nasal bone, maxilla bone, mandible and two zygomatic. Now first we'll see the frontal bone. You can see here this bone is called frontal bone, and this frontal bone forms the forehead, and its upper part is smooth and convex, but the lower part is irregular, and it is interrupted by orbits and by the anterior bony aperture of the nose. Then you can see here this is two maxilla bone, right and left maxilla, and these two maxilla bone forms the upper jaw, and just above the anterior bony aperture you can see here two nasal bone, and these two nasal bone which form the bridge of the nose. Then here you can see the zygomatic bone, the right zygomatic bone and the left zygomatic bone, and this zygomatic bone form the bony prominence of the superolateral part of the cheek. Then below here you can see the mandible, and this mandible form the lower jaw. The norma frontalis will be studied under the following headings like frontal region, orbital openings, then the anterior pyriform shaped bony aperture of the nose and the lower part of the face. Now let's discuss first the frontal region. The frontal region presents the following feature. First, the superciliary arch. You can see here this arch is called superciliary arch, and this superciliary arch is round curved elevation situated just above to the medial part of the orbit, and it overlies the frontal sinus and better marked in male than the females. And in between these two superciliary arch, this point is called glabella, and glabella is a median elevation connecting the two superciliary arch, and below the glabella you can see here a suture. This suture is called frontonasal suture at the root of the nose. Then the nasion. Nasion is a median point at the root of the nose where the internasal suture meet with the frontonasal suture. You can see here this suture is called frontonasal suture, and this suture is called internasal suture. The meeting point of the internasal suture and frontonasal suture, this point is called nasion. You can see here two bony eminence over the frontal bone. This eminence is called frontal tuber or eminence. It is a low rounded elevation above to the superciliary arch on the each side. It is a more prominent in the female and in children. This is all about the frontal region. Now we'll discuss about the orbital opening. You can see here on the east side below the frontal region we have a two orbital opening, and this orbital opening is quadrilateral in shape and it is bounded by four margin. You can see here superiorly it is bounded by the supraorbital margin, and it is formed by frontal bone, and at the junction between lateral 2/3 and medial 1/3 you can see here a foramen or notch over here. This foramen or notch is called supraorbital notch or foramen. Then the infraorbital margin. Here we have a infraorbital margin, and this infraorbital margin is formed by the zygomatic bone laterally, and medially by it is formed by maxillary bone. Then the medial orbital margin. The medial orbital margin is ill-defined, and it is formed by frontal bone above. Here we have a frontal bone, and by the lacrimal crest of the frontal process of maxilla below. Here the lacrimal crest is not visible in this specimen, but exactly the lacrimal crest of the frontal process of maxilla which is situated here on the below. So the medial orbital margin is formed by the frontal bone above and the lacrimal crest of the frontal process of the maxilla below. Then the lateral orbital margin. So this margin is called lateral orbital margin, and this lateral orbital margin is formed by mostly by the frontal process of the zygomatic bone. So this process is called frontal process of the zygomatic bone, and above by the zygomatic process of the frontal bone. So the most of the part is formed by the frontal process of zygomatic bone, and upper smaller part is formed by the zygomatic process of the frontal bone. And in between this frontal process of the zygomatic bone and the zygomatic process of the frontal bone, here you can see a suture. This suture is called frontozygomatic suture. This frontozygomatic suture which unite these two bars. So this is the orbital opening. Now we'll discuss about the anterior bony aperture of the nose. So just below and medially you can see here a pear-shaped bony aperture. This aperture is called anterior bony aperture of the nose, and this anterior bony aperture of the nose is wider in below and above it is narrow. Now the boundaries of this anterior bony aperture are: above it is bounded by the lower border of the nasal bone. You can see here it is superiorly bounded by the lower border of the nasal bone. Below it is bounded by the nasal notch of the body of the maxilla on the each side. Here you can see the two nasal notch which is bounded inferiorly. Now the features of the anterior bony aperture of the nose are: first, the articulation of the nasal bone. Anteriorly, here it is articulate with the opposite bones of the intranasal suture. This suture is called intranasal suture. So this anterior nasal aperture anteriorly is articulate with the opposite bone of the intranasal suture. Then posteriorly with the frontal process of maxilla, which is not visible in this view. Then the superiorly, this aperture is articulate with the frontonasal suture, and the inferiorly the upper nasal cartilage is attached to it. So cartilage is present here. So inferiorly this nasal aperture is attached to upper nasal cartilage, and along with this anterior bony aperture has some other feature like the anterior nasal spine. You can see here this spine is called anterior nasal spine. It is a sharp projection in the median plane in the lower boundary of the piriform aperture. So this spine is called anterior nasal spine. Then rhenion. So this point is called rhenion. Rhenion is the lowermost point of the intranasal suture. Clinically, the nasal bone is one of the most commonly fractured bone of the face. Mandible and parietal eminence are the next bone to be fractured. This is all about the anterior bony aperture of the nose. Now we'll discuss about the lower part of the face. So this part is called lower part of the face, and this lower part of the face is formed by maxilla, mandible and zygomatic bone. Now let's first discuss about the maxilla. You can see here this bone is called maxilla, and this maxilla contributes a large share in formation of the facial skeleton. The anterior surface, this surface is called anterior surface. The anterior surface of the body of the maxilla present a following feature. First, the nasal notch medially. You can see here two nasal notch over here. These two nasal notch present the inferior part of this anterior bony aperture of the nose. This notch is called the nasal notch. Then the anterior nasal spine. In between these two notch you can see here a sharp spine. This spine is called the anterior nasal spine. And infraorbital foramen. You can see on the both side this foramen is called infraorbital foramen, and this infraorbital foramen situated 1 cm below to the infraorbital margin. Just 1 cm below this infraorbital margin you can see here two foramens on the each side. This foramen is called the infraorbital foramen. Then the incisive fossa. Above the incisor tooth you can see here a fossa. This fossa is called incisive fossa. But in this specimen the part of the incisive fossa is broken. That's why the incisive fossa is not exactly visible. But exactly the incisive fossa is situated over here. And just lateral to the canine eminence, this eminence is called canine eminence. You can see here another fossa. This fossa is called canine fossa. In addition, 3 out of 4 processes of maxilla are also seen in this norma. First, the frontal process of maxilla. You can see here this process is called frontal process of maxilla, and it is directed upward, and anteriorly it is articulate with the nasal bone. Here you can see it is anteriorly articulate with the nasal bone, and posteriorly it is articulate with the lacrimal bone. In this bone, the lacrimal part of the frontal bone is broken. That's why here the lacrimal bone is absent, but exactly the posteriorly this frontal process is articulate with the lacrimal bone, and superiorly this frontal process is articulate with the frontal bone. Then the zygomatic process, you can see here, this process is called zygomatic process. The zygomatic process of maxilla is short but shouted and articulate with the zygomatic bone. Then the alveolar process of the maxilla. Here you can see this process is called alveolar process of the maxilla, and this alveolar process of maxilla bear a socket for the upper teeth. Then the zygomatic bone. You can see here on the both side a prominent bone. This bone is called zygomatic bone, and this zygomatic bone forms the prominence of the cheek. The zygomaticofacial foramen seen in this surface, you can see here a foramen. This foramen is called zygomaticofacial foramen on the both side. Then the mandible. The mandible is a lower bone of the face, and the upper border of the mandible or alveolar arch lodge the lower teeth. You can see here the upper border of the mandible bear a tooth socket for the lower teeth. Then the lower border or base is rounded. The middle point of the base is called the mental point or gnathon. The point of the angle of the mandible is called gonion. You can see here this point of the angle of the mandible, this point is called gonion. And the anterior surface of the body of the mandible is present the symphysis manti over here. Then the mental protuberance, this protuberance is called mental protuberance, and the mental tubercle on the each side. Here you can see two mental tubercle seen in this surface. Then the mental foramen seen in the below the interval between the two premolar tooth. Here we have a two socket for the two premolar tooth, and just below the interval between these two premolar tooth you can see here a foramen. This foramen is called mental foramen, and this mental foramen which transmitting the mental nerve and the vessels. The oblique line which runs upward and backward from the mental tubercle. From here we have a line, this line is called oblique line. Now we'll discuss about sutures of the norma frontalis. So first suture is internasal suture. You can see here this suture is called internasal suture, and this suture is lies between two nasal bone. Then the frontonasal suture. Here you can see another suture. This suture is called frontonasal suture, which present in between the frontal bone and nasal bone. Then the nasomaxillary suture. You can see here just lateral to the internasal suture. Here you can see another suture. This suture is called nasomaxillary suture. Then the lacrimomaxillary suture. Posterior lateral part of this frontal process of maxilla. Here we have another suture. This suture is called lacrimomaxillary suture, which lies between the lacrimal bone and frontal process of the maxillary bone. Then the frontomaxillary suture. Here you can see another suture which lies between the frontal bone and the frontal process of the maxillary bone. This suture is called frontomaxillary suture. Then the intermaxillary suture. Here this suture is called intermaxillary suture, which lies between the two half of the maxillary bone. Then the zygomaticomaxillary suture. In between the zygomatic bone and maxillary bone, you can see here a suture. This suture is called zygomaticomaxillary suture. Then zygomaticofrontal suture. Here in between these two process, you can see here another suture. This suture is called zygomaticofrontal suture. We will discuss about the structure passing through the foramen which seen in this view. First, the supraorbital notch or foramen. You can see here two foramen of the supraorbital margin. This foramen is called supraorbital notch or foramen, which transmit the supraorbital nerve and the vessels. Then the external nasal nerve which emerges between the nasal bone and upper nasal cartilage. Then you can see two foramen which located below the orbit. This foramen is called infraorbital foramen, and this infraorbital foramen transmit the infraorbital nerve and vessels. Then on the zygomatic bone, you can see here another foramen over here. This foramen is called zygomaticofacial foramen, and this foramen transmit the zygomaticofacial nerve, which is a branch of maxillary nerve. Then you can see here on the body of the mandible, you can see another foramen. This foramen is called mental foramen, and this mental foramen which transmit the mental nerve and vessels. This is all about the norma frontalis. I hope you all are understood the topic. Thank you for watching.